Fast forward Thanksgiving weekend 2022. We're still rebuilding as a church. We've grown to about 800 when this Stanley's called. Well, now that the farm was available, we couldn't afford it. I wasn't sure what to do. I kept asking God for direction. I got up early like normal and was just with the Lord, just being quiet, trying to listen. And I felt like the Lord said to read the one-year Bible. Well, that day's reading was Psalm 37, and it really began to speak to me. Trust in the Lord and do good. Then you will live safely in the land and prosper. Take delight in the Lord, and He will give you your heart's desires. Commit everything you do to the Lord. Trust Him. He will help you. Be still in the presence of the Lord and wait patiently for Him to act. The lowly will possess the land and will live in peace and prosperity. And in that moment, I felt like the Lord said, call your cousin. Well, I did, and we were talking about the situation. I didn't ask him for anything, and literally out of the blue, he just volunteered. He said, I think I could buy the farm for you. In July of 2023, we purchased the farm for $3 million.
Turns out that property became very desirable from some of the local hospitals in the area. So they all got into a bidding war over that property and ended up purchasing that property from us for an extremely large amount of money. And in doing so, actually put our church in a position to expand into that part of the city in a way that even exceeded our expectation when we thought about what we could accomplish at the farm.
But now, where are we going to go? Well, there was a landowner that lived there, and for 30 years, he had been gathering up properties and had about 100 acres. We reached out, made a deal, and purchased 36 acres behind Noble Academy and the YMCA on Horsepen Creek. It is an amazing piece of property with tremendous potential. It is as if God has been holding these farms all these years just for us.
It's thrilling because in some ways we get to reconnect back to the part of our city where it all began, but also gives us an opportunity to take who we are today to that part of our city. The church that we were when we left that area is not the same church that we're going back as.
One of the things I'm most excited about with this building is our next gen space. For 25 years, we've had this passion for reaching students, college and youth, and this building is going to allow us to do that like never before.
So I'm Josmore Gill. I've been going to Definition since 2014, and I'm the youth director here at Definition. There was nothing more impactful to me in my time here than when I was a youth student. But I remember when I first walked into Pastor Parker's house, I knew nobody, and I was going to be joining a freedom group. And all of these students were students who had been going to the church for like 5 years or so. But I just remember the actual real sense of community and belonging and freedom and vulnerability that I had there, bro. Like I felt the actual radiant love of Jesus through his disciples in those specific environments. I'm so thankful to be able to have a church and to be able to have pastors that believe enough in people who aren't exactly equipped, but they are called into the ministry. But now having the opportunity to come back to the church that I love so much, to the people that I love so much, and being able to not only exist within community, but also lead in a different capacity that I don't think I've ever had the privilege of doing before. What more could we spend our time with than investing into young people, helping them live on fire and hungry for Jesus, and helping them step into those specific things for our city, for their city in the future.
I think what excites me the most about what is happening now and about the new campus is that God is just moving. I think that we are reaching people with the gospel, but I think people are also coming to know God as a friend.
God is broadening our territory, opening doors so that we can minister to more people for both our youth and the congregation as a whole.
I'm excited for our kids, the next generation, to have their own space where they can come and they can worship together, and we can disciple them, and they can grow in their walk with Jesus. And when they have the opportunity to do all those things, that's what really excites me.
What is making me so excited about the time of our church right now is the hunger of our people. Going into these new campuses that we're going to be stepping into, I think one of the most important things that's going to be required out of the church, not just our pastors, but out of the church, is reaching people. And so we have a great responsibility here coming up in this next year and for the rest of our lives to be able to help step into our schools, step into our families, and inviting people into those specific spaces and moments.
And I think back to when 25 years ago, when we came to Greensboro to pastor here, God has exceeded my expectations, and I know that He will continue to do that, and I cannot wait to see all that God does in the future.
The last 5 years have been amazing. Today, Definition is healthier, stronger than we've ever been. Our team is more united, wiser, more mature than ever. Our values are clear. Our culture is rich. Therefore, once again, we are on track to outgrow our space. And listen, nothing is more valuable to God than people. Jesus gave His life to create space in His family for them, and God's inviting us to do the same. God's inviting us to give our lives, our money, our talent to build His house. God loves His lost kids, and we will never forget what it felt like to be lost. We got to make space. We got to build His house so that His family can continue to grow. Definition Church, this is our moment. Let's build His house together.